Did you know that beer, which is widely consumed around the world today, didn't have the same status or popularity in ancient Rome? Although there were alcoholic fermented drinks in Rome, beer made from fermented barley was not considered a sophisticated drink by the Romans. Throughout history, beer has always been seen as a homely drink, while wine was the true king in Rome. But why was this? What made wine, so revered in Roman society, the drink par excellence? If you're curious to discover how the Romans viewed beer and what they really thought about it, stay with us, because we're about to unravel this mystery in this video. Pliny the Elder, a prominent Roman writer and naturalist, disparagingly referred to beer as barley wine. In his famous work, Natural History, Pliny briefly mentions its properties, noting that beer foam was good for the skin, but he doesn't pay much attention to this barley wine. This is because, for the Romans, beer was never a prestigious drink. The word cerevisia, as it was known in Latin, comes from Ceres, the Roman goddess of agriculture, especially associated with growing cereals like wheat and barley. However, the term was not associated with a sacred or noble drink, but rather with a common, low-status beverage. In fact, beer was generally seen as the drink of the barbarian peoples outside the Roman Empire's borders. Beer was linked to the Northern European peoples, and in particular to the Germans, who were viewed by the Romans as primitive and uncivilized. Tacitus, in his Germania, mentions that the Germans drank a beer-like drink made with barley, but he does so more to mark the difference from Roman customs than to praise that practice. In contrast to beer, wine occupied a central position in Roman life. It was consumed at almost every meal and in all types of celebrations, from simple banquets to religious ceremonies. Wine was not only associated with social enjoyment, but also with religion. At festivals honoring Bacchus, the god of wine, grand celebrations were held where wine flowed endlessly. During the Republican Empire periods, wine became a symbol of civilization and status. In fact, the consumption of wine was so ingrained that the Romans believed wine was a divine gift, essential for social and religious cohesion. In the Recoquinaria by Apicius, a famous Roman cookbook, there are numerous references to the various ways in which wine was paired with food, showing its importance in Roman daily life. Meanwhile, beer never gained the same prestige. For the Romans, wine not only represented luxury and sophistication, but also a connection with the gods, a spiritual relationship that elevated wine above any other alcoholic beverage. Despite the general negative view of beer, there were some isolated cases where the drink was appreciated. Roman legionaries, especially those stationed at the borders of the empire, preferred to drink beer. In provinces where grape cultivation was difficult due to the climate or geography, such as in Britain or the northern European regions, beer became a more accessible option. In the Vindolanda tablets, a set of documents found in the ruins of a Roman fort in present-day England, a letter was discovered written by a decurion named Masculus, who asked for more beer to be sent to his garrison because the supply had run out. Furthermore, Agricola, a Roman general who served in Britain, is known for hiring brewers from Britain to open the first commercial beer establishment in Rome. This shows that although beer was viewed with disdain in the heart of the empire, some sectors still consumed it, especially in peripheral regions. With the Christianization of the Roman Empire culminating in the Edict of Milan in 1333, wine was further consolidated as an essential drink, especially as it was incorporated into Christian religious rituals, such as the sacrament of the Ceres. This not only elevated its status, but also definitively linked it to the divine. Meanwhile, beer, which had already been seen as a popular drink among the lower classes, continued to be despised. The new Christian values, which promoted spirituality and purity, reinforced the image of wine as the elevated drink, while beer remained associated with the barbarian peoples and those outside the Roman sphere. In this way, beer never reached the status of wine. in the Roman world, and religious and social structures help perpetuate this view. Until centuries later, beer would begin to regain popularity in other parts of the world. So, what do you think about all this? Are you surprised that the Romans despised beer so much and considered wine the essential drink of their society? Do you think beer has been underestimated throughout history? Leave your opinion in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating content about the history of Rome. Here's another interesting video for you to keep exploring the legacy of ancient Rome. See you in the next one.